we all can find times in our lives when, we've been done wrong, and we can all find times in our lives when we can step up for change, and we can all find times in our lives when, we just are offended, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. And I just think it's super important and beneficial, the communication factor, you know what I mean? And really listening, really paying attention to somebody when they're speaking. If there's someone that's upset, someone that's hurting, you have to take the time to really empathetically and earnestly listen and communicate, opposed to just throwing other ideas that, well, you should have done this way, you could have done this way, well, what about this and what about that? These are all facts, these are all true, these are all things that are happening. But as mad as we can be, we're still here together. Wait for it. It's coming. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I still feel so good at the beginning of that intro. I don't know what it is. When I first heard it, when we first did it, it was like, it's pretty cool. And now it's just like my theme song to life. You know what I mean?
I love it. The only problem is after a bunch of iced tea, it's like, I think I need it. It's bringing me back down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get that. I thought you were making like an old school rapper reference.
No.
After iced tea, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Ice cubes in my iced tea.
Ice Cube used to be that guy. I used to love Ice T. Yeah, Ice T used to be that guy. I used to love his rap. That was like the real, gangster rap days when it started really breaking it down and telling us how, ill things were.
And then he went and did Body Count thing.
Yes. Remember the movie New Jack City? He had a song called Hustler on there.
Yeah.
H-U-L-E-O-S-T. Oh, I can't even spell. H-U-S-T-L-E-O. Hustler. Man, that was like the song to me, dude. I was like, oh, this is why I like rap. My mom told me to listen to hard rock, and I said no. Back in the day. All right, guys, welcome to Champ Talk with Brandon Hudson. This episode is brought to you by SBY MMA and Fitness, with our
guys right here,
located at 600 Pure Fitness in 600.
They're going to change the name of that road to Pure Fitness Way or something.
Is it 600? 300? 600 Glen Avenue.
Man, it's a big building that says Pure Fitness, and we're upstairs.
It's by the Civic Center. Yes, we're looking there for all your sports combat needs, and we are here at the Come Through Podcast Bar. Mr. Maurice Waters has been gracious enough to let us here for season 3. This is our 3rd season. So I am your host, Brandon Hudson. In our middle is...
I don't know where he is. He's not here, though. The Eric Evans is not.
The Eric Evans.
Yeah.
Well, he may or may not have a Champ Talk job when he gets back. He was supposed to be here and just did not show up. I don't know where he's at. If you guys see Eric, please message us or call us. He's missing. We don't know where he is, and we're hoping to get him back. But over here, the man who did show up is...
Chet again.
Just Chet.
Still Chet.
Just Chet. Good.
Just Chet.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. So I got to be honest with you guys. Like, I am more nervous on this Champ Talk than ever. Okay. So I got to tell you straight up, like right now, I am so nervous because I'm all over the place. And I'll tell you why. Because we found out our Champ Talk sucks.
Pretty much.
It sucks bad. We appreciate
I tried to tell you this.
We appreciate the 300 people that are still tuning in because most of them are family and friends and feel sorry for us, and they're scared that we're going to ask them if we saw it. So thank you for sharing it.
And they're sitting there playing a video game or something going, okay, I have to stay on there so when they look to see how many people are still on, drop a comment real quick.
It's muted so they can hear their video game.
And they have no idea what we're saying, but there's a good chance if they just throw a little laughing face up there that they're on the money. So
they're like, yeah, I do wonder where these comments come from. Like, you know what I mean? Speak on it. And we were like talking about like dick jokes and stuff, you know what I mean? But all of a sudden they just come in and start talking about that stuff. But no, it's been cool, man. The past 20 some odd shows that we've done. We started off hot, and I think our man Maurice, man, you know what I mean? He's bringing us to the light. All right, he's bringing us to the light. So some things we're going to do different and stuff like that. But the format of Champ Talk is going to change. So we're going to create some different avenues, different little segments, different little things that we've got some ideas to go to kind of make this a little bit more a format type of deal. You know what I mean? Because me, I fly by the seat of my pants, dude. I do whatever I want, when I want, where I want, how I want. You know what I mean? it really gets me through life okay, but it doesn't make me very successful that way. So I got to start structuring and putting things together. And it's funny because I was like, we had a meeting with Maurice last week, and I'm like, yeah, that's damn right, Maurice, that's a good idea. And as soon as I left here, I was like,
what did he say?
Where do I start? What are we going to talk about? What are we going to do? And completely out the window. So it's starting to feel like work, and it's starting to feel like less creativity, and I don't want to do it anymore. I'll be honest with you. I don't want to do Champ Talk anymore. And it's just, it doesn't make sense anymore. Right now, here's the life coaching. When those types of situations happen to Brandon, right? When I start feeling those types of feelings where, man, abandoned ship.
The universe is calling.
The universe is telling me, Brandon, this is good for you. Yes. So I'm acting like a little bitch. That's all. I apologize to the.
Put on your big boy pants.
You better eat some nails, okay? We're not raising those sissies in here. So yeah. So the universe is telling me that, you know what, we got to do something a little different. So challenge accepted, Maurice. I'm all in. We're gonna make Champ Talk much better, or at least attempt to, and maybe get 350 views instead of 300, and that would be great. Oh, man. With that being said, we wanted to wrap up the last 2 episodes that we had of Champ Talk. We were talking about the social climate in America and here locally. We were talking about all the things that were going on, with the injustices going on and so on and so forth. So I had mine. We did first. Oh, we had Maurice's podcast. That was the second one. So we were guests on his podcast. If you guys haven't seen it, go to the Come Through Podcast Bar YouTube channel now. They've got that. And, also, you can check out it on my Facebook page. And, I was a guest on his page. And we have very, very good conversations, I feel. I don't think I think if you got 2 sides that are speaking, 2 sides that are listening, I think it's always a good conversation. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a good conversation when people, just speak and wait to answer. But we did. We talked about that, and kind of sum it up a little bit. You had 3 white guys talking about injustices, and we were on 3 black people's podcast talking about injustices. So it kind of gave those two point of views, right? And then we had your niece on for an interview,
which was something that, it's something it sparked a lot of questions too. When I saw a Facebook post from her, and that's something that we talked about. Was the topic of mixed children and how, and you had touched on that before too, and just where they're at and what they deal with and have gone through. So that was a good personal perspective.
Yes. Your niece she's mixed and biracial. You know what I mean? Morgan, correct? Her name is Morgan, and we had her. She had posted a post on Facebook saying that everyone's talking about the white or black, nobody's talking about mixed children. We're kind of shuffled in the middle and really not heard at times. So it was cool to hear her perspective. And we had a little interview with her and got right to it. And man, she brought some light to things. And you know what I mean? I think it really helps to give multiple perspectives. So take a look at this.
And that's the whole thing. And that's kind of where I can wrap that up. It is all about multiple perspectives.
Yeah.
And as long as the conversation is honest and open, I think that's where you make some headway.
Absolutely.
Everybody's not going to agree on every single thing, but when we can talk civilly, and it's not just my point, and you don't see anything else, that's where the real trouble is. But there's so many, and we keep going back to the phrase layers.
Yes.
But there's so many layers.
Yes. So, with that being said, take a look at this little brief interview. Check it out, and we'll be right back. We just have so much to work on, you know what I mean, and so much to look. And I think now is the most pivotal time that we have, and the most opportunistic time that we have to see what hat do I need to wear? What hat is it that I can do to play my part? Who do I need to talk to? And maybe stop being so sad. And then we got into talking about communication and how effective communication makes the most impact, listening and so on and so forth. So we brought Morgan on here. Morgan, you're biracial, correct?
Yes.
Yep. So
black and white.
Black and white. Okay. So I can relate. I have 2 biracial daughters. You know what I mean? So you put up a post, and I guess that called Chet. You're Chet's niece,
yes.
Right? Yep. And you tell people out loud that?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's an accomplishment in its own right there. No, I'm only kidding. Okay, so you put a post out, and it got Chet's attention. Tell us more about that post.
The post said, mixed kids experience racism from both sides, but y'all are not ready to talk about that, though. And I reposted it because I feel like it's a topic that not a lot of people do talk about, and it's a topic that a lot of mixed people do feel, and they feel it almost every day, really. Like growing up as a young kid, I experienced racism from both, not only one side of my family, but like both sides. Just, it's not intentional, but it is things that you go through that you don't really see till you get older, and you're like, oh, well, that was kind of racist, and it made me feel some type of way. And I feel like a lot of mixed people are like brushed under the rug, and they don't really, you think that, you know, they're mixed, so they have, you know, you're the best of both worlds, really. But honestly, it's not that. It's actually two different sides coming at you basically all the time, and you've got to choose your route, which way you're going to go. How am I going to feel about when somebody says this to me? What am I going to do to stand up for myself when I feel like somebody's being racial towards my black side? And it's like, you just have to figure out really what triggers you, what you don't like, you know, and then try to make sure that people know that that's not okay to cross that line and to talk about my hair, or talk about, oh, how tan I am, or this or that. You know, it's not always comfortable for mixed people, because that might be something that my white family it wasn't really something that they were used to. So, you know, when you come up to me and you're like, oh, I'm almost as tan as you now, it's actually offensive, you know, and not a lot of people do know that. And you just, you know, mixed people kind of just shut their mouth, and in a way, why I'm speaking up is because it seems like our opinion is always silenced, because like it's like people look at us, you're mixed, so you can't talk about that, and you can't talk about the white side, and you can't talk because you're black too. So it's like, no, at the same time, I grew up in a black family, but yes, I grew up in a white family too. So yes, I do have my own point of view about certain topics and this and that, but I come from both sides. I put both from my white family and then my black family, and I put them together, and I make my own point of view. So I had to realize that, you know, I can't go off what just my black family says and what they've said to me. You know, behaviors are learned. So, and I can't go off of just what my white family said and how they feel about it. I have to really put both together, because at the end of the day, I'm not neither black like them or I'm not white like them. I'm biracial. I'm mixed. So I have to put their opinions together, hear them, yes, but think for myself. And I'm not the one to be silenced. Like, you know, if I have something to say about the situation, I'm gonna say it. So
who do you get that from?
My dad.
Good for you. Shout out to Pops. You know, shout out to Pops. Good for you. So Morgan, what would you, with a 3-year-old daughter and what you've experienced in your life, what would you see? What would you like to see, and what is your step into how you would want to see the change?
Well, I believe mainly we should start, the people who experience racism and just racism, period, it shouldn't be, you know, this is racist, that's racist, this is, okay, yes, but like, let it be known what bothers you, why it bothers you, you know, so that way some people just don't know that they're being racist. They don't know. So it's like, speak up about it. I feel like we pretty much are doing our part. Yes, the protests and everything, but it's a little bit more to it than that. Like, people have to become more vocal about it. Like, let it be known what's bothering you, why it bothers you, you know, so that way people can start getting an understanding of the things that are racist, you know, because some people, they just don't know. And then they were just taught that, but they don't know that they're being racist, you know, they would just know what they know. They just know what they've been taught. So I feel like speaking up, letting it be known, you know, what bothers you, why that bothers you. You know, you really don't have to say why, but just let it be known that it bothers you, you know, because I've always been treated like this, so, you know, that bothers me, and I don't like when you do that. You know, just speak up, let it be known that it's not acceptable, and then people can start getting an understanding and start changing their ways. People, 9 times out of 10, if they know, you know, that bothers me, and I'm not ignorantly saying, like, you know, I'm not being ignorant to you because you did something racist, but I'm going to let you know, yeah, that wasn't acceptable. I don't like that. And, you know, this is why.
Right.
So then that person comes back and is like, you know what? I understand that. I get that. I won't do
Education,
that anymore.
educating someone, and then like when I was on or with Makai, you know, Makai's like, dude, I'm tired of saying that, and I think that's a good balance because look, I'm going to give you once, I'm going to give you maybe twice, but I'm done, and at this point, we're you're not listening, you're not willing to listen. Excuse me.
Yeah, if a person knows that, you know, this bothers me and they still do it around you, then that person, you know, that's absolutely unacceptable. But you know, I feel like some people, they just don't know, because I've had that, you know, I've had that mixed type of, I've been around white people, I've been around black people, you know, and knowing the things that bother the black people, the white people just don't know, you know.
Is there anything you'd like to close out with, Morgan, or?
No.
No? You got anything you want to promote or anything like that? Any business or anything that you're working on?
I know she does.
Yes, I have. Well, first I want to promote my YouTube. I have a YouTube. Follow me on YouTube. I Want Morgan B.
Okay.
I do lifestyle blogs, like makeup tutorials, healthy lifestyle changes,
Awesome.
stuff like that. And I make headboards.
Okay.
And you can find that on my Facebook, Morgan Brewington. They're like, I guess, classy headboards. I don't know how to
Like for your bed?
Yeah, they're real headboard for your bed.
Oh, cool.
But I make them, you know, kind of girlier. I can do different ones, but everybody's been loving like the tufted diamond look. So I sell those, and I don't have a Facebook page or anything for that yet, but it's coming.
Okay, cool. So run that handle back one more time for your YouTube page. What was it?
I Want Morgan B.
Okay.
On YouTube, and then my Facebook, Morgan Brewington.
Okay, great, man. That's some pretty powerful stuff, wasn't it?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad she could come on.
Definitely. Big shout out to Morgan for coming
Thank you,
out.
Morgan.
She said her handle and her Facebook on there, her YouTube. So check that out. And you know, I just want to wrap up the episodes with this, you know, thought about it. You know, we all can find times in our lives when, you know, we've been done wrong, and we can all find times in our lives when we can step up for change, and we can all find times in our lives when, you know, we just are offended, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth. You know, and I just think it's super important and beneficial, the communication factor, you know what I mean, and really listening, really paying attention to somebody when they're speaking. You know, if you have a baby in the room and the baby's crying about something, most people don't ignore the baby. You know what I mean? That's just simple and plain. Most people take the time out to find out what's wrong, right? And generally, you know what I mean, most, in my opinion, solid parents want to create an educational purpose for that thing that was wrong with that baby, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? I want to show you, you know, some sort of lesson. I want to show you some sort of reason. I want to learn, you know what I mean? There's usually a mutual thing that happens here. It's not just like, let's shut the baby up so she don't cry for another hour, right? Because the baby's going to cry again. And I think we can look at that as that goes up from baby all the way to adults. You know, if there's something wrong, if there's someone that's upset, someone that's hurting, you have to take the time to really empathetically and earnestly listen and communicate, opposed to just throwing other ideas that, well, you should have done this way. You could have done this way. Well, what about this and what about that? These are all facts. These are all true. These are all things that are happening. But as mad as we can be, we're still here together. As mad as we are with each other, and as mad as we can be at whatever happened, guess what? We're 2 or 3 months since the George Floyd murder, right? We're still here. We're all still here together, and we got to figure this shit out. You know what I mean? We must figure this shit out for the greater of our country, for the greater of our persons, our people, and more importantly for the babies that are coming up. You know what I mean? When these children come up into this world, you know, we need to arm them with knowledge, and arm them with love, and arm them with acceptance, opposed to trying to right fight all the time. You know, and it becomes right fighting. It's always, and this happens in our relationships, this happens in our home, it happens at work. This is not just here on the social climate topic. I mean, this is everywhere, dude. We are constantly right fighting, and
it's hard to get to solutions when that's all that's happening. When that is the dialogue, is just that, and nothing else, nothing gets accomplished.
Like, I mean, I don't. You don't have to be wrong for me to be right. and vice versa. We can both have strong points and strong views. Where do we go from here? What do we do after? Yes, you're right. The percentage of this is up and the percentage of that is down, and we can go that all day long. Like and that's kind of where our conversations were going majority of the time. It was just, you talk about layers. Well, we were trying to peel layers to get to a solution. Meanwhile, we're all adding layers to get to to get away from the solution. So, the more that we go and we point out and pick apart everything that's happening, the less I think we're getting away from the common goal. And the common goal is, I think we all want change. We all want something different. What America and what this country, what society seems to be like, it's just something's a little off. You know what I mean? It's something just quite ain't right. And I don't think we need to see Facebook or hear interviews or see videos. I think we just know in our heart. You know what I mean? I think we know in our heart that some things just ain't always quite right. You know what I mean? And
we've known that.
We have known that.
That hasn't changed.
But I think we know it more now. You know what I mean? I think we know more now because we're seeing the injustices happen, and people are just saying, dude, what the fuck is going on here? Like, how is that right? You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I really want to
fix it.
I really encourage you guys to I'm going to do what Maurice did to me. Why don't we do our homework, and why don't we start studying, and why don't we start learning on how to be more effective communicators, effective listeners, start really digging deep into not hearing you, but understanding you. And I think that'll go, I know that'll go so much farther in every part of life for you and for everybody around you when you're doing that. Because here's the key to it. You still got some assholes that just ain't hearing you. And they just still got some belligerents that are just going to run their mouth and say the things they want.
Always have and always will be.
And those are the trolls. Those are the real life internet trolls that bait you into these situations where you can't get out. You know what I mean? So it's all love, baby. It's all love on Champ Talk. We love you tremendously. We love everybody. I want to hear y'all's thoughts about this, man. Chime in, message us. Let us know, what it is that you can do differently and what it is you could do better to try to help the situation. Let's stop talking about the problem and start talking about the solution. So big shout out to Morgan. Thank you so much for coming through. And thank you for being related to her.
I'm glad she could do it. I love that kid, man. Mm-hmm. And that's, to tie it up even further, like I said before, it shouldn't be on their generation, but I'm kind of glad it is, because I think they got a lot of their stuff together.
They do.
And
they do.
And heading in the right direction. So
good. So we got some fights that happened this weekend, Chad.
Did we? Fights Saturday?
Yes, we did. This past Saturday.
Man, the final Fight Island fights for a little while.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And what a card.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Card a bunch of people nobody knew about, and
some people nobody knew about. Other people that legends that were on there. That some of the comments were, man, they're still fighting. I can't believe they're fighting again
at a high level.
Yeah. Oh man.
Who are you talking about? Let's talk about the legends first. Let's just get right into it.
Okay. So the card was, the main event was Whitaker and Till.
Yes.
And
Forrest Whitaker.
No. That could be an interesting fight.
Ghost Dog, baby. Ghost Dog.
Could be an interesting fight.
Remember that Ghost Dog?
But
Robert Whitaker and Darren Till.
So, I mean, I'll say, yeah, not a bad fight, but sometimes the main event isn't always the main event. But a lot of good ones too.
Well, if you were a stand-up technician, if you're very technical at stand-up fighting, you would have appreciated the way that those two fought. It's kind of like a football game that doesn't score any points. Everybody's like, man, it's a boring football game. Well, really,
did you watch everything that was going on?
Yeah, it's a very defensive game. It's very, it's a very on-point game. So to see the way that Robert Whitaker and Darren Till fought, they went 5 rounds. They, both of them got dropped once, and it was just such a technical fight. And they both after the fight said,
But it had to be with those two.
It had to be, dude. You're going to pay it big. So it definitely had to be at the end they said at the end that it was like such a stressful fight. Like it was such a mental chess match. You knew if you wanted to get in, you wanted to do what you were thinking, but if you did, you paid for it. Yeah, and so on and so forth. But I think they got the right call. I think that. I think Robert Whitaker pulled that away. I think he pulled it away with some more of his aggression. I think Darren Till at times looked like he was just frozen and really couldn't pull the trigger like he wanted to. And that happens, man. That happens a lot. But super, super technical, super good fight, man. And, I was personally happy that Darren Till came out, Robert Whitaker came out and took the W. So
You said
I'm so happy Forrest Whitaker got that one.
So kind of the opposite end of the spectrum. We're talking about stand-up. How about Verdum and Gustafsson?
Yes. That was a good one.
Best armbar in UFC heavyweight.
I mean, he's just phenomenal. When you talk about...
a lot of people are saying that. They think that was a bet, but I don't know. There's been a lot of arm bars. But maybe for heavyweight. But it was what a technician. That's just...
Yeah, I mean, he no want or choice of the back. He took the back. He wasn't worried about the choke. He wanted the arm from the gate, and he made a beautiful transition. I think that probably caught Gustafsson off a little bit. Gus. Yeah, I think that caught...
Everybody's calling him Gus.
Yeah, what am I doing? I think I caught Gus off his game a little bit, man. So, and he wasn't ready. And, I mean, obviously a world-class champion like Verdum, you little mistakes you pay for. But
that was beautiful from just grabbing his leg, following. I mean, looked like a lion.
Oh, man.
It was cool. It was good.
Dude, that was awesome.
Was sweet.
So I know who you want to talk about next. Go ahead.
Who is it?
Big Khabib.
Dude, that kid is sick.
Not little Khabib, big Khabib.
You talking about Chimaev?
What's his name? I'm sorry.
Chimaev.
The full name?
Khamzat Chimaev.
I cannot pronounce it. I have such strong. I struggle with such.
Khamzat Chimaev, I think.
He's actually in Sweden. He's fighting. Correct.
I don't know.
That's where I believe he was fighting out of Sweden.
Fighting out of Sweden now.
Yeah, this guy fights 10 days prior to at the previous UFC. Or the one before that, and then turns right around and fights. He was already on the island. I think he fought 80.
They said it's his island now.
Yeah, it's his island. And between the two fights, he was, 168-2. So, in other words, he had 168 strikes, and his opponents, between the two opponents in two fights, had 2 strikes. So, he got the guys down, controlled them. Everything was technical, and just...
It's just a monster, man. And just walks in like it's nothing, does it, walks back out, has his little interview, and it's the same thing.
Yeah, he said, give me an hour, I'll fight again. If somebody pull out, I'll fight again.
You want to fight? I'll fight right now.
I'm like, what a savage. I love the mentality. I love the aggression.
He's fun even though short fights have been fun to watch.
Yeah, those were his 2 debuts, right?
Yeah, it's going to be...
now, the issue I have with is everybody, I don't know if it's the fact that we live in such a dick riding culture, or if everybody wants to predict the next champion to be right. I don't know, but dude, everybody jumps on the bandwagon right away. And granted, I mean, the guy looked good. He was a monster, and you could definitely see that his training paid off. But the guy,
he's going to get stopped at some point.
Well, the guy he fought last week was 1-4 in the UFC. You know what I mean? This guy he fought just made his UFC debut. So, nothing against, any of that, but before we start talking championship talks, and it was great that you did something nobody else has done and fought in 10 days and all that, but let's start talking something more realistic about, crack the top 15 first. Then we'll start talking about that. Start showing some impressive, wars and some impressive wins, or be like Khabib and just dominate everybody and have no one stop you. Then we'll talk about the championship talk. But everybody's so quick to run the gun. Oh, look at this. He's the champion. He's the champ. I don't
know about that, but I know he's fun to watch. I know he's going to be fun to watch.
Well,
so that's going to be really cool to see what comes down.
And I didn't even see his highlights of the first fight, but I guess his stand-up was pretty good too, right?
Yeah. It's all over the place.
Oh, man, what a great fight.
And either way, he still made UFC history with,
he did
10-day turnaround.
He did.
So I guess that is his island for now. Esparza. Rodriguez.
Gosh.
What do you think about that one?
That was a good one. Her, man, that knot on her eye, boy, that shit swelled up quick, man.
She took a little damage.
She dug deep, man. She worries me because she takes too much damage, I think, sometimes, man. I think she gets in there.
I think her corner was a little frustrated, I think, if I remember correctly.
They were. She's tough as they can, former champion. She actually won the show and won the championship. Wasn't she like the first champion in that division, right? When they first brought the women on. I think she was the first champion because they did the Tough, and I don't think they had a champion, the Ultimate Fighter show. And then she ended up winning that show. But either way, I mean, her wrestling. What's beautiful with her is the way she changed wrestling together and turns the corners. And I mean, she's just so technical. I mean, it was a very technical fight. A lot of technical fights, and a lot of you could tell that people were really honing in on their skills and stuff like that. It just beautiful display of true mixed martial arts. What'd you think about it?
About that fight?
Yeah.
Same thing. I was going to bring up the same thing, the wrestling.
Yeah.
It's just, it's just phenomenal.
Dude, it was awesome. It was real awesome.
I mean, I'm watching it going, oh, like things are clicking for me going, oh, I got to remember that next time.
Where'd you end up going to watch fights?
Home.
Did you stay home? I did too, dude.
Yeah.
I stayed home and just chilled, watched the fights. And,
I went by the fight house.
Yeah.
Didn't see anybody, and I think Taylor was at a baseball game or something.
oh,
So,
was he?
yeah. So, I
I
just went home and watched it from the recliner.
Yeah, I took it easy too, man. I actually
nice.
cooked some steaks, and so I had some snow crab legs and put them on, and we went to town.
Oh man, I should have stopped by your house.
I told you to, man. We were chilling. Look, I've been just enjoying staying home and playing video games this weekend. Like, we went to Ocean City for 2 days for the week, and man, I think we got like 8 days left in the battle pass. I got about 10 levels, man. I got to get, so I ain't got to pay full price for the battle pass. So my fiance hates me right now because all the games I'm playing and stuff. But
battle. No, you said it again. Battle.
yes,
Couple more. And
I want to talk about the one. My age.
Shogun.
Oh man, that was a great fight.
Shogun.
Yes, with Little Nog. That was a great
Little Nog.
fight, dude.
Yeah.
Gosh, that was a good fight. I mean, what I was so impressed about him, first of all, that was Little Nog's last fight. He's 44 years old, but his conditioning was, I mean, he was in shape. He looked good. He was still going. Granted, he wasn't going against a, 25, 27-year-old stud, but Shogun Rua is still, I don't know why he's not top 15.
Yeah. Great. I felt a little sad for Little Nog though. It's just last fight and Fight Island, and there's a couple.
Yeah,
just the whole no crowd thing is like.
Yeah.
But man, yeah.
But you could tell in his interview he was ready. It's time. It's a stressful business, man. It really is.
I mean, those guys are vets. They're the OGs. They're all that.
Yeah, I mean, they were taking
And
the kick stomps and
still just fun to watch.
just go at it. Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. I thought Shogun did well, but I like I said about Shogun, he's 5-1-1 in his last 7 fights. So I don't know why he's not top 15. I mean, he's still there. You know what I mean? And he's ready to go. He's doesn't plan on quitting anytime soon. So I think he's a little bit younger though. How old is he? I don't
know.
Yeah. So
but it just seems like anymore, UFC or mixed martial arts, anybody over, 25, 26 is ancient.
I know. Well, I think once you really, I think the prime in UFC is around 30. Yeah. 30 is when they're in their prime, and once they hit about 35,
a lot of young up and comers though.
Well, that's the beauty of the sport. You're seeing so many fundamentally sound, fighters coming out of the gym, as opposed to, seeing such lopsidedness at times. You know what I mean? I mean, of course, with big Khabib, I mean, he just completely outclassed, the guy he fought. But you're starting to really see, so many just well-rounded fighters and sound technical fighters that are just good in all areas. You know what I mean? And then, I think people fail to realize, like, guys, you're watching the top of the top. When you're in the UFC, you're not on the top of the mountain. You're on top of the mountain that's on top of the mountain. You know what I mean? Like, this is the cream of the crop, man. And this is why they get away with so many things and pay people so less and do the things they do, because, people want to shine on that big stage. You know what I mean?
How about the triangle, Paul Craig?
Yes.
That was nice.
I actually was doing more teaching of the triangle today with Taylor, actually. I was like, man, what do I want to teach? I had like 2 new people in Taylor, and I was like, we're going to focus on Taylor today. It's his turn. You know what I mean? And we talked on some of the details of the triangle. Oh my gosh, dude, he was getting pounded on, dude. Pounded on, and still was locking it in. You know what I mean? But he expressed the guy kept falling more and more into the triangle. The more, he focused on the punching opposed to focus on the escape. Gosh,
it's getting closer, and they keep pounding on him, and that was his mistake.
But I mean, those hits weren't easy. Like, I was thinking, dude might have. But
he's getting pounded watching the stripes come off the belt.
Yes, bro. Yes. Oh my gosh. He said at the end, he was like, well, I'm a brown belt, and brown belts know how to finish triangles like that. I was like, that's good right there. But he's got all his wins are coming from triangles, aren't they?
Yeah, something like that.
He's
sick,
he's destroying it, man. He's killing the game. So yeah, that was a fun fight to watch and enjoyable. And he came out, boy, he was taunting the hell out of his opponent, man. He was trying to get in his head tremendously. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
good weekend of fights, man.
One more, and then we'll talk about something else. But another guy that's fun to watch, Cowboy Oliveira.
Yeah, he's
That was a
good.
good one.
Yeah, I was cooking while I watched that fight. It was a good fight. He's solid, man. He's just a solid competitor. You know what I mean? I remember he was like climbing up the ranks really rapidly at one point, and then Cowboy beat him, didn't he? Cerrone.
Oh, I don't know.
Didn't they have Cowboy
Man,
versus
you're asking
Cowboy
a lot.
fight?
I think there was.
Yeah.
So many UFCs.
See what happened was, yeah, really good fights this weekend, man. I definitely enjoyed them. I enjoyed the whole Fight Island. Fight Island
Yeah.
was just put on some
Good, yeah.
tremendous classics, and
I was really hoping though that it was going to be outside with the palm trees.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's still.
yeah, that would have been cool.
I mean, they built it up. It's Fight Island. It's
Something,
Anyway.
and then they had like the picture of the UFC octagon outside.
Right,
yeah,
right.
this is where it's gonna happen. Yeah, and like
no. These fights are at 3 a.m.
in the cave.
in a cage.
Gosh. In a cave. It wasn't a cage. It was a cave. It was like so dark and gloomy. And I like the commentated, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, dude, I enjoy the commentating. Oh, I tell you one thing, man, is Herb Dean got a lot of flack for the lack of stoppages, man. You know, and I think that's one of them things, dude. It's just such a fucked up thing to talk about because, you know, there's no consistency with the way that they're judging and reffing. You know what I mean? Like,
And that's a tough position too because they're damned if they do, damned if they don't. But sometimes, I mean, there are sometimes it is clear. You know, you're watching it with a group of 30 people and everybody's screaming, "Why didn't they stop it?
the
Why didn't
Aldo
they
fight,
stop it?"
the Aldo fight should have been stopped.
yeah, I mean,
like
there's
that was ridiculous. And then you know what?
numerous
2 weeks
cases.
ago,
Yeah.
And then the fight where you know the guy got knocked right out, and then you know he stands over him, and the guy's like not defending himself. You know, it's just sometimes, man, they just. I get blowing the call, but the inconsistency. You go to New York and you get pushed down and you get the fight stopped. You know what I mean? You go to Abu Dhabi and they fight to the death. You know,
Right.
so it's a lot of inconsistencies that go on,
I don't know,
man. that-
apparently, there's some backstory to this last thing though. There was some beef with. Didn't get the whole story.
with who, Herb and Dan Hardy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
There's some. I don't have to read it again, but yeah,
There always
that's what they were alluding to. Anyway.
There always is. Awesome. Well, it was a good weekend of fights, man. I enjoyed them a lot. And
Did you catch any of the Eddie Bravo OT, the Jiu-Jitsu OT?
no, I
stuff?
didn't.
Don't worry about it.
I had,
Don't waste your time.
much better things to do.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I guess I just like watching full matches, full tournaments, even with his other tournaments and the rules. This was just.
So what did they do? Fill me in on what they did.
So they either start from, I guess they get a choice starting from the back or from spider web or whatever. I think there's like 3 positions they can start from. But it's basically the overtime rules from the other tournament. And that's all they do. So 9 times out of 10, they're starting from the back and it lasts 10, 20 seconds. It's kind of, I don't know, it's just.
Yeah, that could be hard to follow.
Yeah,
I can see that.
It was. I was trying to give it a chance, and then they had their documentary that they played in the middle of it, which was way better. And they have some of the combat jiu-jitsu stuff, which was really cool to see. So yeah, don't mind that at all.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Let's answer it online. Hello. Yeah, no,
we're not gonna say it.
I missed that one, man. But yeah, that fights were good. Really liked them. But that'll
Saturday was good, even before the fights. Though, good open mat, had fun.
Oh yeah. Saturday at the gym with open mat. Yeah, we had the guys from 410 stop by and triangles a couple times and stuff like that. So that was cool. We had a good turnout. We had a really good turnout anyway. We had about 20 people there. So enjoyed that and. You're just happy to get back to normal and
Yes,
moving again.
classes are going well, night and noon and
all that good stuff, man.
Love
yeah, I'm happy with all that. So we're growing. I mean, it's got a lot of interest. People got a lot of interest in MMA right now. So come check out SBY MMA and Fitness if you guys are looking to get in shape, looking to learn something, compete. It's cool. We got a little bit of everything for everybody over there. So it's not just.
Speaking of that too, one of our guys, one of our boys. The pretty boy.
The pretty boy.
What's he got going on? Is this happening? Stellar Fight's happening?
We'll know this week. This week we'll know if it's going on. They have a scheduled fight up in Harrington, Delaware, August 29th. but it's COVID, man. COVID has been, putting plugs on everything. So we'll see if we're still open. We'll see if we can make it happen. As of now, he's training for it. So as soon as we hear something, and that's going to be Taylor's MMA debut. So as soon as we hear what's going on and yay or nay, we'll figure out what's going on from there.
So as soon as you know,
you'll know.
Everybody else will know.
Awesome. Cool. So Chad, tell us about what we plan on doing in upcoming Champ Talks.
No, I want to ask you about something first.
What? Whatever you heard about me is true.
Tyson?
Huh?
Mike Tyson?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
We'll talk about that next Champ Talk.
Talk
about that next Champ Talk. Yeah.
Oh.
Tyson Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole Champ Talk discussion right there.
Is that why you're just holding back?
Holding back, baby. Holding back. Holding back with tears of joy.
All right. And then, so local stuff, not just Taylor's fight, but there's a bunch of BJJ tournaments coming up.
Yeah, they got one in Virginia Beach this weekend. I think it's a Grappling Industries. They've got a New Breed in Baltimore at the end of August. So, things are starting to get back to normal with tournaments. I know they've actually been doing other places and stuff like that. So, I'm not quite sure where we're at with those as far as who's going to do them. I don't think any of our guys are doing any this week, but it's just weird times right now, man. Weird times to really commit to anything like that. And, as much as it sounds, take those social distancing risks and go into other hot spots. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You got to remember, when people see money, they don't always think about the benefit of others. So,
it's true.
Who knows what's going on and where and who's been exposed to what and stuff like that. And
your division could be smaller, but be careful.
Yeah, totally. All right. What we got going on next Champ Talks coming up, man? We got something new we're going to add.
Something new. You like to end, or you do end every episode with, what are you doing to become a champ? And want to find out who the champs are. So we're going to introduce Champ of the Week. And we would like to now. Of course, we have people that we consider to be champions for whatever reason.
Now, you're not talking about just sports. You're talking about life, right? Anything
for life. Yeah,
okay,
it doesn't have to be combat sports. It doesn't have to be sports.
Right.
Just in life, people doing good things, and whether it's them, whether it's a personal thing with them, something that an individual's accomplished, or maybe they're helping their community. So it could be anything and everything in between. Of course, we're gonna pick some people, but I think we'd like for the viewers and listeners to have some input.
Awesome.
And tell us who and maybe it's you. You can brag on yourself, talk about stuff you're doing too.
I just want to thank me. It's all me that made it through, and I did this, and I just want to thank Brandon. No, I'm not gonna do that. Everybody's gonna Snoop Dogg here. Snoop Dogg, like, man, I just want to thank me, bro. Like, I did the rapping. I did all this, man.
I'm going to thank myself again right now.
Right,
You seen the wine bottle?
No.
Oh, dude, anyway.
Snoop's that guy, man. We used to go. That's what's up, man. Awesome. Yeah, we'd like to hear from you. Let us know your champion of the week. We'll do a little poll, and the one that we get the most votes on, or maybe the one we like the most, or however we want to do this, we will sit there and put them on the episode, and they will be our new champ of the week, and we'll talk about why. So glad you guys got to tune in with us, man. This will wrap up our latest episode, newest season, minus the Eric Evans. Wherever you are at, call me. We miss your musk. Guys, I'm Brandon Hudson. This is Champ Talk with Brandon Hudson. I'm your host, Brandon Hudson, and to my left is
Still Chet.
What are you doing to be a champion?